What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Leftovers podcast. I'm Charlie,
I'm Joe.
and it's been a thrilling week. Some stuff's happened. Obviously, we're gonna obviously cover it all. Things being coming out, videos, big important games in football, etc., etc. But we will obviously start off with, as you know by now, unless you're a newcomer, that Man City play PSG in the second leg of the Champions League semi-final on the Tuesday, the 4th of May, and City won comfortably 2-0.
Yeah, that was always expected though. I think we all knew City were gonna go through, especially after their second half performance in the first leg.
Mm.
Um, and I also do think it is City's final to lose. As much as I don't want them to win,
Yeah.
they do deserve the Champions League. But no,
Been
yeah, they
bottling
were,
for these last years, haven't they? So.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, they were again brilliant in the game, Man City, and
Yeah.
PSG just couldn't lay a glove on them. Didn't have a shot on
Mm.
target, I think, actually as well. So
Diaz and Stones are just unbelievable this
yeah,
season.
they didn't. The attack.
We never thought Laporte would be the one who would be benched. Obviously, yeah, he was injured,
Mm.
but he's been benched a lot more just because of how good Stones has been, along with Diaz, rather than
Yeah.
obviously everyone would have thought Diaz would have been Laporte. I still think ultimately it will end up being Diaz and Laporte, but if Stones keeps playing the way he is, then obviously he's going to start for England, which he should, and he's going to keep starting for City.
Yeah, exactly. And also there was like PSG were for like the last 20 minutes they were just, I don't know what, they were just aggressive or something. Like it was very weird. Like it just seemed like they got to their head and they were just all over the place. Really, like Di Maria getting a stupid red after like
Just like kick out Fernandinho.
yeah,
or something.
like there was like I don't know if like Fernandinho gave him a little shove or something. Di Maria took that for some reason stupidly, and then when he went to
He's
grab the
going-
ball, he
yeah,
stepped
yeah.
on his foot, didn't he?
Yeah, it's
So
like you don't
just
accidentally do that. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's-
yeah. I was like at first when I saw it first time, I was like, wait, what's going on? Why is he falling down? Like if I felt like it was like a Cuadrado Sergio Ramos type thing in the final of 2017. Like Cuadrado
Yeah.
just ran up to get the ball, and then Sergio Ramos went down with nothing. But after seeing the replays, yeah, it was a definite red. Like he just lashed out for no reason. It just was so stupid. And then
Yeah.
Verratti also was just well, I mean Verratti I felt like is always one that just goes over the top with everything.
Yeah.
But again today he was well, not today, that game he was again just
Yeah.
like he applauded, like he
Uh,
sarcastically applauded the ref at one point as well, I think. Or like, he
Yeah,
was like,
but obviously, like City in this game, obviously their defense is impeccable, but going forward, the likes of Mahrez and Foden were just unbelievable.
yeah,
Like
Mahrez had a really good
Foden
game.
should have had a goal. Like Mahrez had a great game, but
Mm.
Foden should have had a goal. He's missed a couple of like chances, but like the fact that he created some of those chances himself, his like touches on the ball, his passes, his like IQ for the game at such a young age is like ridiculous. And like people do say, and I totally agree, he's currently the best young talent on the planet at the moment, just because of how informed he is and how consistent he's been for City. Obviously, you can make the argument, yes, he's got like look at the team he's got around him, but I mean, if you look across talent across Europe,
Well,
like, there's loads of great players around
I'm about to
everyone,
say we're about.
and it's more individually what he's doing on the ball as well. So
Yeah, I was about to say like I think the fact that you can say the team that he's in, but the fact that we are still saying he's doing really well and like
Yeah.
he's like one of the standout performers.
and he's starting other
does
players like
exactly
Sterling and
exactly like
Silva,
it speaks volumes of his talent.
Jesus, and all that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And yeah, I think I did see somebody on Twitter that did say like I haven't seen like Foden's the second coming of Maradona. Was like I haven't seen a player like
Yeah,
Foden
that's
since
what I mean.
Maradona. I was like, hold your horses a bit, all right. He's still got a
Yeah.
long way to go, but like he's good. But let's not get to those types of comparisons just yet, all right?
You don't want to put that sort of pressure on it. What's he, 20?
No. Yeah, he probably is now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Let me have a look. He is 20. Yeah, he's going to be 21 in at the end of May.
Oh, right.
Well, there you go. But yeah, Man City fully deserved it, 4-1 in total, and yeah, I think it's theirs to lose, like I said, and it's going to be another English final, just like a couple of years back.
Yes, because the following day we've got Chelsea, Ala Madrid, and
Yeah,
Chelsea won again comfortably 2-0, but
yeah,
Real Madrid did have chances, but Chelsea had so many chances and should have buried the game like
yeah.
easily. Like the
Oh
amount of
yeah, yeah,
chances like Werner, Kante, Havertz, who else? Mount missed. Like
yeah. Mount
Jesus,
missed a
like
lot of
Courtois had
chances.
a
Yeah,
great game to be honest, but like because he's great with his saving with his legs, but
yeah.
um, yeah, they easily should have dead and buried that game a lot sooner. But they still
Mm.
got the dub.
Exactly, exactly. And to be
Still
fair,
came through.
Mendy made a couple of big saves in the first half. Like
We
that's
did,
two
yes.
saves against Benzema's attempts. Yeah, that first one in
Mm.
particular was really good.
Mm.
Um, but yeah,
Kepa's like, for fuck's sake.
but yeah, again, similarly to Man City, fully deserved Chelsea. Better side in both legs. Really should have put the
Mhm.
game to bed in the first leg, to be honest.
Mm.
But they pulled through. Havertz probably should have scored his attempt, but Werner had an easy tap in.
Mm.
And then Mount late on as well.
After Pulisic came on, it was a good sub by Tuchel.
Yes. I think similarly to Foden, Mount. I know he's not as young, but again, what a talent he's going to be in the future. Like he's brilliant as well on the ball.
Mm.
Just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, they said like Foden is at the moment but he looks like like more naturally gifted than Mount. But I think Mount, what he's doing on the but he's how do I say this? I think people are like saying they're both like the next Lampard and Stevie G, just because one will be more of a stats person like Lampard, and the other one will be more of like a leader, sort of Henderson sort of player, but like Steven Gerrard like level. Like I think Mount will be more Stevie G, and I think Foden will be more of like the Lampard. So he'll get more goals and assists and stuff like that, and naturally more gifted player. But I think Mount will be a bit more of a leader. I think he'll be build up play will be so much better. The fact that he can come back, defend, get the ball back, intercept passes, and give and go. Like I think that will be like Mount sort of role, and obviously he'll get the goals and the assists. Like he'll get the numbers because that's what he's doing at the moment. But that's the way I kind of see him. Like they're saying Foden is more likely at the moment to win. Like if they say like to win a Ballon d'Or, Foden will be like more likely the player in the future. But people are saying like Mount would be like a legendary Chelsea player, but Foden would be like the next like world star, like along with the likes of Haaland and Mbappe. And that was like, well, okay, just like give him time, because I think people are writing off Mount because he is a very, very good player. And obviously, there was obviously speculation, well, last season or something, when Lampard was in charge, and that he was kind of like in and out of the team when he wasn't playing well and things like that. Everyone taking the Mickeys then, like Southgate always plays him and he's not even that good, but he's really like performing now since his like position was under threat. And he really is coming through and he really is improving. So yeah, all the best to him. And I think they're both arguably should be starting for England.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think there is FIFA announced that they are doing a 26-man squad, so I think we will see. It'll be easier for Southgate at least to choose players, but yeah, I think we definitely should see Mount and Foden in the starting lineup.
I've got a quick question to do with the Champions League. Obviously, it's both English finals, both English teams in the final. So people are saying, wouldn't it be easier if the final? Obviously, it can't happen now. It's in Istanbul, isn't it? But
fans are apparently the UK government said that fans can't travel to Istanbul for the final.
Yeah, I mean, so like, why don't they just do the final? Because since it's both just English teams, why don't they just do it in England?
I think Aston Villa did it.
Yeah, Aston Villa did.
Villa Park up. Imagine that, Man City winning their first Champions League trophy at Villa Park.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Probably do it at Wembley.
That's what I mean. Just do it at Wembley. 10,000 fans each or something.
Yeah.
And then just play it later. Obviously, it will be terrible for Istanbul in terms of money making because it won't happen.
I know, but I mean, even if it means well, no, I'm not going to say that because that's where we won the Champions League in 2005, mate. But obviously, you know, what you could do is you could just push it back a year and be like, right, Istanbul, you get it next year, and then, you know, whoever's the year after you do it, and etc. etc. You know.
I don't know. It'll probably still be in Istanbul, but it'll just be loads of foreign fans. But
then that's just stupid, though, isn't it? Because like
it is stupid. It should be in England, just because it's an unofficial.
I know it's like, but you have fans around the world, yeah. But the club is, the main fans are in England. Let's be real here. The main fans of the club are in England. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Also, I want to let's go into the Europa League. I forgot about the Europa League. Oh, actually, go quickly. Who do you think is going to win? Man City or Chelsea?
City.
I think City, but I want Chelsea, obviously.
Yeah.
Now on to the Europa League, where we had a very good game and then a very dead game. But let's start with the good game. Roma, Man United. Man United were pretty much in the final already. To an aggregate, but they were.
Roma won the
battle. You know what? If it wasn't for De Gea, they probably could have bottled that.
That's what they were saying. Yeah, like they were all right, and then they brought off the two fullbacks in Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, and they brought on Williams and Tellez, and they were turned crap.
Honestly, I saw the highlights. I was like, you know what? If Roma actually took their chances, they could have actually won that.
No. Good old De Gea. They shouldn't. They're saying like De Gea will probably go this summer. I don't think they should go. He's better than bloody Henderson. But
I don't know.
I think he might be going. They shouldn't. Like the fans look like they want to keep him, but it's whatever happens, isn't it?
Yeah,
but where would he go? They were saying they might want him at PSG, but I mean, what are they going to do with Navas? He's still
I was about to say PSG, but then I remember they got Navas, so I don't really know. I don't know what kind of team would. Because I think all the big teams.
Could he go to Bayern to replace Neuer? I mean, Neuer's getting on a bit. He's like 35, 36.
Yeah, but De Gea's like 30 as well. But I guess goalkeepers, they last a long time, don't they?
Yeah, I know. In 5 years, it's solid, isn't it?
I don't know.
Like goalkeepers' prime years are between the ages of like 28, 32. Like they can run a bit later than outfield players, just because
Yeah.
I mean, look at Buffon.
Yeah, absolute legend.
And then you got Handanovic and all them lots. So
Yeah, exactly. But no, yeah, it wasn't the best performance for Man United. Roma, like I said, if they took their chances, probably could have won it.
But all that matters is getting through to the final.
Exactly.
And Man United done exactly just.
Man United did exactly that. I think that's their. Is that their first
final?
final? Is that their first final under Ole? So I think they've been to a lot.
Yes.
They've been to a lot of semi-finals, but they haven't.
They bottled like what 4 or 5 in a row of semi-finals.
They lost to Sofia last season in the Europa League. They lost to Chelsea last season in the FA Cup. They lost to.
Lose to City in the Carabao Cup semi-final.
Yeah, I think it was the semi-final, wasn't it?
Yeah,
semi-final.
It must have been because then City went.
They would have lost to a semi. They would have lost the semi-final anyway. They would have lost that semi-final anyway. Yeah. Yeah, it was a Man City. Yeah, it was the Man City derby, wasn't it? Man City derby. What am I about Manchester derby? But yeah.
Yeah, now they've got a final, and who do we think is going to win that? Who do you think? Villarreal, United. I think obviously.
I think it's obviously United. Let's quickly talk about Arsenal because.
Yes, can do. The tragic club that's not even going to get Europa League football next season.
They're not going to be in Europe for that. This is the first time they're not going to have European football for the 25 years. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Arsenal, how the mighty have fallen.
Mate, Stan Kroenke's going to need to fucking please these people now with some serious cash in the summer.
Well, a question that I have is, do you think he'll actually sell the club? Because I can't remember what his name is, but the owner.
Because I watched FTV, and DT was like, "This might be actually great for us because this, in the long run, Stan Kroenke might sell the club, thinking I'm not getting any money now because we're not in Europe."
I see.
And then they will sell the club. That Spotify lad will buy it, get the help of Bergkamp, Henry, and Vieira, and then build the club up again and actually buy players and get the fans involved and get who they want. And obviously that's realistic. They can't just say go and get Haaland. I mean, they may not have that sort of money.
Well, yeah, obviously not.
But like, be realistic. They've clearly got some like, depending on how much their Spotify guy actually wants to put, how much money he wants to put in
I
the
think he
club.
did. I think he did make a bid, but I think it got rejected. I think it was like I can't
Yeah,
remember how much it was. I think it was like 1.2
one,
billion.
2 billion or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um. But yeah, like if the Cronkies decide to sell the club, then obviously he'll go in for the bid and buy it. Which is looking the most likely new owner. Which would be great for Arsenal in terms of a rebuild. And then I can see them doing. The best thing is having an owner that supports the club and gives a shit about the club. Like you don't
yeah.
want some like
I was
dopey
about to say,
Americans that
yeah.
just buy it for money.
Yeah, you kind of want somebody who understands it and
Yeah,
is a
and will
you know
actually turn up
at
to the
least understands
games.
it. Yeah, exactly, and like on a regular basis, or like at least watches them on a regular basis and isn't like in America or something like that, just watching another sport. But yeah, I think it'll be good for Arsenal. I wouldn't say obviously I don't think it will have an instant impact, but I think in the long run, I think it would be an improvement to what they have now. Because it is kind of sad to see a team like Arsenal just on the decline for so long. This has been probably happening for like the past 4 or 5 seasons now minimum. And it's a shame to see a club of Arsenal's you know
Statue.
stature. Yeah, that's the word. Stature just fall down like this. But maybe they would benefit from not having European football. Means they can focus on the league more. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll have
But
to wait and see. But yeah, but fair credit to
Right.
Villarreal as well, by the way, because they did put in a shift. To be fair,
They did.
yeah, and Unai Emery.
Good evening.
Good evening. Lol. Imagine that. Imagine.
He's probably
imagine,
seen so many memes on his phone and just be like, I'm still going to say it.
Oh yeah, but I mean, he could say it now because he's just beating his former club, isn't he?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Good
You
evening.
sacked
Smash
Unai
this team.
Emery only to get knocked out by Unai Emery in the next season. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So we talk about the weekend fixtures quickly.
Yeah.
So we already had Leicester and against Newcastle, and to everyone's surprise, Newcastle absolutely smashed the Foxes, 4-2. Who saw that coming? Definitely not us.
I know, man.
But yeah, are Leicester going to bottle top four? I hope so. Means we could get in it. Very, very weird. Leicester doing it what they did last season. They were in top four pretty much every week except for the final week, which it mattered the most.
Tell you what, Wilson really is fighting for that England spot.
Oh, Callum Wilson, yeah, he had a good game. 2 goals.
Yeah, he won't get in, but I mean, with the 20s, no, he's not going to get in. But
no, I think there's a lot of informed English strikers, but I think there's just more in front of him. Like obviously you've got Kane, you have Ollie Watkins, Calvert-Lewin,
actually, look, Bamford.
Bamford has a shout. Danny Ings,
Greenwood,
but Danny Ings is injured. I think Greenwood's more of a wide man.
He is, but his natural position is a number 9. But he's just played so much on the right now, cutting in on his left.
I think he'll be more of a right winger type player. I feel like we mentioned an English striker before, when we've completely forgotten about them. I don't know. But yeah, who knows? Willock as well. He's doing bits.
Oh, he's not going to get in, is he? He's already.
No. But I'm just saying, like he's doing very.
Yeah,
well,
he's doing well. Obviously, it's just like people like, ha! Arsenal might as well just stay at Newcastle.
Yeah. Do you think he'll go to Newcastle next season as well, whether it be on loan or permanent? Or do you think he'll go back?
No.
Do you think Arsenal will take him back and be like, "Yep, we need you"?
He's had good games for Arsenal, but I think he's just too inconsistent for a big club. I mean, you say it's a big club. I mean, they're a mid-table club, but
they're not mid-table, mate. They're 1 point off relegation. Well, no, 1 point. They're 1 point off safety right now.
No, I mean Arsenal.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant Newcastle.
Yeah.
I was like, bro.
No, they're not 1 point off relegation now. Newcastle are there.
No.
No,
they're 1 point. They're 1 point off safety. Yeah, that's what I meant. But then we've got the big
I
one.
did say before, didn't I? That I was just gonna say I did say before that Leicester were most likely to bottle it.
Yeah, you have said, and they are slowly. Let me see the table right now. Let me check the table real quick.
I mean, I've got it up. If Chelsea
win, they'll go ahead.
They go above them, by a point. And then if Spurs win, you've got 2 games in hand over Leicester. So if you win your 2 games in hand, you're only 3 points behind them.
Damn.
And then if Spurs win, There you go, 4 points
But
behind
our
them.
game, we're playing today. We're playing against Southampton, who I
Mm.
do favour now. I do favour beating Southampton.
Yeah, you'll be who just yeah. Spurs play Leeds in a minute, don't they?
Spurs are playing
Uh,
Leeds in yeah
so
half
I
an
fancy
hour.
Spurs to win and for you
And
to win. So
I do need Man City to win as well.
when
I
do
do
West
need Man
Ham
City to
play?
win today.
Yeah.
West Ham play tomorrow against Everton. Oh, I don't even know.
Oh yeah,
I don't even
that's
know how
going to
I'm
be
gonna
a
win
good
now.
game.
I don't even know how I want to win now.
Yeah, West Ham, Everton. Oh, maybe a draw
A
for
draw, I
your
think, would be a
sake.
good result for us. Actually, yeah, I think a draw because
Yeah.
Everton have the same. We've played the same amount of games as Everton, so we kind of need them
Mm.
to draw.
But if
Um,
West Ham win, I mean, and City win, then West Ham are in the top four. Well, they're not. They'll be fifth on goal difference, but
they'll have the same amount of points as Chelsea. They'll be
but
ridiculous.
they'll
Yeah,
be like they'll be there.
yeah, exactly. That'll be crazy. I do need Man
Imagine
City to
that.
win. Well, if Man City win, they win the title, so
Mm.
they'll be up for it. They will be up for it. Although last time they needed to win the title, they bottled it, didn't they? Or they needed to win the title, they bottled it because they needed to win against Man United, didn't they? And then they bottled it, being 2-0 up, and then losing 3-2 because of Paul Pogba. Anyway, but yeah, that's the big game, Man City Chelsea. I don't know really what else. What's going on at the bottom of the table? Let's have a look because we've got. I mean, Burnley are 17th. They're 9 points ahead of Fulham. So Fulham could still, well, technically Fulham and West Brom could still both survive. But do you think it's going to happen with 4 games left, 9 points?
It's a stretch, isn't it?
It is a very big stretch. It was crazy because I think 1 point Fulham were like, if they won a game.
I think the bottom three will go down as it is now.
Yeah, I think it's the same. So Fulham, West Brom to go straight back down wouldn't. I think we kind of expected those two to go straight back down. I think Sheffield United is probably the biggest surprise. 17 points, you know. Oh boy. 27 losses. Jesus Christ. Anyway, one thing before we do finish the football, I do want to talk about the Super League.
Yes.
I know it's still going, but just because quickly, UEFA have announced that they are fining. I think what they're going to do is they're going to take about, I can't remember if it was like 5% of the revenue that the 9 clubs that have left the Super League from their European competition, so Champions League, Europa League. I think it was something like that. I couldn't. Yeah, they've been given a financial punishment. Let me see if I can find it. I cannot find it. Whatever. But Juventus, Real Madrid, and Barcelona, they are the 3 teams that are still technically in the.
Well, they're going to have to leave because it's not going to do a Super League with 3 teams, are they? So
No. I know that, but they aren't giving up their plans. Basically, they're not giving up their plans.
But it's not going to work, so they're going to have to leave.
League. Yeah, I know. But UEFA are still planning a punishment for those teams. It will most likely be more severe, and I think the rumor is that it's going to be a ban from the Champions League. Whether or not it be,
but that would force players like Ronaldo to leave, surely, wouldn't it?
If it's for 1 season, maybe not. But if it's for 2,
Oh, Ronaldo would leave if it's 1 season. He hasn't got age on his side.
That is true. Well, you say that, but
And he's only got 1 year left on his contract. So and put it this way,
maybe that he'll just
Juventus
leave on
don't
a
have
free.
the funds.
Maybe he'll just leave on a free then. Imagine that.
Well, he'll go for money, but
well, they have to if they're not going to get Champions League.
I mean, if they're not getting Champions League, Juve will sell him. I mean, they kind of want to sell him anyway, just because he's costing the club too much money.
I've just found what the other 9 clubs are. So the 9 clubs who withdrew have agreed to make a combined €15 million, £13.4 million goodwill contribution to benefit children's and grassroots football across Europe. Yes. They will also have 5% of UEFA competition revenues withheld for 1 season, starting in 2023-24. And this money will be redistributed, including in the UK. So there you go. Would you say they got away with it? Do you think that punishment's good enough, or do you think they should have been a bit more?
A bit more.
I think a bit more. I think we're forgetting.
Just a little bit.
I think we're forgetting the fact that I know they left, but they did join. You got to remember that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what the other punishments are going to be for the other three teams of Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Juve. What do you think it'll be, Charlie? Do you think it'll be a ban?
I think they'll leave, make some bullshit apology, all the owners, and just say,
Yeah,
we had some difficulties and all that crap. And then they'll play Champions League football as normal. And then a few years later, they'll bring it back, saying we've got this new plan, which will be not as bad, but still bad. And then they'll join again, and then the fans will riot, or people like, actually, no, I think some teams will, some teams won't join, and then the ones that will join eventually will leave again, and they'll never talk about it again. I think that's what will happen.
Well,
and then all the owners will leave.
Well, they made a combined statement, Real Madrid, Juventus, Barcelona, and this is what they said. They said the founding clubs have suffered. The three clubs, they say that they have faced unacceptable third-party pressures and threats to abandon the project, which we feel is an effort to have them deceased. Oh my God, I'm so bad at reading. From their right and duty to provide solutions to the football ecosystem via concrete proposals and constructive dialogue. This is intolerable under the rule of law. Where's the other bit? They are ready to reconsider the proposed approach, but we reiterate our stance that the structure of elite football in Europe, its appeal to younger generations, and the financial pressures facing clubs need to be addressed. We would be highly irresponsible if, being aware of the needs and systemic crisis in the football sector, which led us to announce the Super League, we abandon such mission to provide effective and sustainable answers to the existential questions that threaten the football industry. I'm so bad at reading.
We got there in the end.
Yeah, I did get there in the end. We'll leave that all in the podcast. It'll be just to embarrass myself even more. But yeah, just wanted to add that bit about the Super League and say that the punishments have been announced, and we definitely got away with it. All 12 clubs have definitely, well, all 9 clubs have got away with it at the moment. But let's move on to Marvel, because earlier this week they had announced pretty much their scheduling of films for the foreseeable future. I think the only film that we know about that hasn't had any talk about or anything like that was Blade. Like that was the only one that they didn't show off at all.
I think that's just because that's like 2-3 years away.
Yeah, that's still very early in the work. Well, so
it's weird because they're bringing in the Netflix characters like Charlie Cox's Daredevil and that, and obviously the actor who's playing Blade is also in the Netflix Marvel series. So I wonder how they're going to play about that.
Is Wesley Snipes? Is he? Wesley Snipes is in Daredevil.
Wesley Snipes.
Is he in Daredevil? I didn't know that.
The actor who plays Blade, I think, is in Luke Cage.
Oh, are you saying the actor that's going to play the new Blade?
Yeah, that plays the new Blade.
Okay,
he's in the Netflix Marvel.
I thought you meant Wesley Snipes is Blade. Okay, fine. But yeah, but they talked about they didn't talk about it. They showed off Fantastic Four. They didn't give us a date or anything, but if Fantastic Four comes out before Blade, that'll be interesting because they've already announced the cast of. Well, they haven't announced the cast. They've announced who's playing the main role of Blade, but there's no news about Fantastic Four except who's going to direct it.
Probably just because it's a bit more iconic, and everyone obviously they obviously what they've made a mistake before is the wrong casting for the characters, and they underestimated how big the Fantastic Four is.
I thought the cast was fine for.
The original ones were Jessica Alba and all that lot, but I mean, just when they rebooted it, like it just
when
right.
the 25th whatever that one was awful. That one with Michael B. Jordan.
That's why they asked Michael B. Jordan and Chris Evans, like, what's it like both playing Human Torch and also playing another character in Marvel?
Yeah.
Or like how much prefer the MCU.
Yeah, I would say they definitely came out the other side better. But
they changed their names, didn't they?
We have got some new names. We will get to them in a minute. So first off, I want to talk about Loki because they announced a new release date for that. It is coming out 2 days early. It's coming out June 9th on a Wednesday. I don't know whether that means every episode will be coming out Wednesdays. I don't know if they'll do a Wednesday and then a Friday. Well, I don't know. But yeah, apparently that's what's going to happen. So June 9th is the new date for Loki, which I'm excited for. I'm intrigued to see how that goes. But now onto the movies, the actual movies. Obviously, Black Widow is first. It's been over a year since it was meant to come out. But it is July 9th is meant to be the date.
I wonder how they'll end it. Are they going to end it like within the same like main like body of the film, like, you know, between Civil War and Infinity War, or will it end like with someone like Hawkeye talking about her death or something? I don't know. Will it jump the timeline to after she's died or something? I don't know.
They may do that as like a post-credit scene or something. I don't know. But yeah, it'd be
she's
interesting.
back.
Well, I think they're setting up the Thunderbolts. That's my theory. I think that will help set up the Thunderbolts. But yeah, it is meant to take place during Civil War and Infinity War. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe do you think we'll get a cameo from Chris Evans as Captain America?
No, I don't know. I mean, they obviously were together in Infinity War, weren't they? At the start of Infinity War, and we don't know how they rekindled. So I don't know. Maybe you might see a cameo. I doubt it, but you might be.
I doubt it, because if we didn't see a cameo in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, we definitely ain't seen a cameo in Black Widow. But next up, Sanchi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah.
September 3rd, the day after my birthday. So that's a good birthday present, Charlie. Remember that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a couple of tickets to that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but
so is these 10 rings the enemy of what it was in Iron Man 3? Obviously,
it's the Mandarin.
Yeah, it's the legit one though, not the fake one we got.
Yeah, it's meant to be the legit Mandarin. But like the 10 rings, it's slightly different in the film than it is in the comics. So the comics, it's literally like 10 rings, one on each finger. But I think this time they're doing it on like their arm, which is fine. It's fine. But I'm really looking forward to this. I think I'm really looking forward to this one. It's a bit different, and I'm intrigued to see how they do with the martial arts aspect. Be intrigued to see how they deal with that. But yeah, September 3rd, 2021. Make sure you buy me those tickets, Charlie. On to Eternals now. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty stuff. Eternals. We saw a first glimpse of it. They showed off a little bit of footage of it. November 5th, 2021. 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November. Gunpowder Treason and Plot. So Bonfire Night. Will there be fireworks in the movies for this film? I'm not really that bothered about this film. I don't really care about this film. I'm not gonna lie.
What, Eternals?
I'm not hyped about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you think it's maybe because you don't know too much about the characters?
I do think that, but I think also
they've got a great cast. And obviously, Kit Harington.
Yeah, I think.
I'm looking forward to seeing him.
I think there's some.
His name Black Knight, Dark Knight.
I think
he's not one of the Eternals. He's just.
I know what you mean.
He's just one of the other characters.
No, I think. I don't know. I just don't think it will link to anything in the films. That's my idea.
Isn't this a film meant to like set up like the MCU, like just how it all?
I don't know, Charlie. I really don't. I don't know.
Apparently, because Thanos as a kid, because I think one of the Eternals is his parents or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he is. His parents are meant to be Eternals, apparently.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. I don't know too much about it. I have to read like some comics or look it up before I watch the film. But obviously, we've got a while to do that. But I am looking forward to it. Obviously, I'm skeptical about it, but I do think apparently this is who's it? That Asian woman who is directing it, or she said that this is the biggest script they've ever done, or like most impressive script they've ever done. So it's not going to be crap. Like I think it will break $1 billion in the box office if they do it right.
Chloe, oh god, I don't really want to say that surname. Chloe.
Don't go there.
Chloe, how?
Oh, what's a landmine?
ZHAO. Yeah, I probably butchered that name, but yeah, her. Okay, fine. But yeah, I probably will go see it still, but I'd say in terms of all the films that are on this list, it's the one I'm least looking forward to. But it's probably, like you said, it's probably because I know nothing about it. That's probably why. But next
All
up,
minds will be
a
changed.
month later, December 17th. Can you guess, Charlie? You probably already know.
Oh, that's a tough one.
You probably already know. Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, baby. Did you see Andrew Garfield's latest interview?
Nope.
So basically, he was interviewed,
Did he basically
and the guy
confirm he's going
said,
to be in it?
"So what's going to happen? Are you in Are you in the new Spider-Man film?" And then the whole comments is like, "This is cap, like this is bullshit." But
Right.
he basically said because they've apparently not wrapped up. I don't know if they've wrapped up filming, but they had this big fight scene where they'd filmed it in the same place where they did the Infinity War and Endgame big scenes.
Yeah.
Obviously, so this obviously indicates that there's gonna be some like big, like massive scene in this film
Yeah.
with like all the
I think
villains
they said
and,
that
like,
it took him like a month
I
to
don't know.
film. I think.
Yeah. So Andrew Garfield was asked a question: "Are you in? So what's happened to the Spider-Man stuff? Are you in it? And what's going on?" And he was like, "I'm laughing so hard. I am not." You can probably look up on social media. Like, I am not. Like, I've never got a call or anything like that. Like, I never got a call. As far as I'm aware, it's just like laughable. He was saying all stuff like this and that, basically just denying he's in the film. And then they asked him. So the guy asked him at the end, "So are you in this film? Yes or no?" And then he was like, "Well, I'm not opposed to it," and all this. Like, so he didn't give a straight yes or no answer. Like, if he wasn't in the film, you would just say no. But like, I think what they're doing is they're trying to make this film as surprising as possible. Like, it was going to be impossible for them to try and bring Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield into the film and no one know about it. Like, because it got leaked straight away that and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's stunt double was spotted on set. Like, it's fairly obvious they're both going to be in the film. And then Andrew Garfield went on to say, like, if they gave me a call, well, I would definitely go off and do it. So the interview was very back and forth in terms of like, I am in it, I'm not in it, I am in it, I'm not on it. At the end of the day, the whole conversation is not buying it. Like, I think they've thought and done it. The producers have just gone, and Kevin Feige has just gone, deny everything. Just say you're not in it. Just deny absolutely
Well, they're
everything.
Gonna have to, aren't they? Of course.
Yeah, they can't just. Andrew Garfield can't just come out and say, "Yeah, I'm in the film. I do this. I do that." Like,
you know
that
what? I love it.
film.
You know what? I'd love it if it's like, oh, I can't say anything. Whatever. And then he's not in it.
Yeah.
It's like I told you I wasn't.
The amount of fat, like, to be honest, out of all the Spider-Man, I wouldn't mind the least if he's not in it. Just because he's my least. I still like him as Spider-Man, but out of the three, he's my least favorite. I really want him in this.
I thought he was fine.
He was fine, but his films were crap.
Yeah, but you can't blame him for that.
No. I'm not saying blame him. I'm just saying, like, in terms of enjoyment of the films, like, and the writing and scripting, it was the least well done out of all three Spider-Man we got. But I still would love to see him as Spider-Man and get like an Amazing Spider-Man 3 film after this, or a Spider-Verse film or something. We'll see. But I think he is in the film, and I think they've just gone, deny everything. We want to make it as secret as possible, and we want to, make it as surprising as possible and break box office records with this film. And push Endgame and push Avatar and just absolutely go for it with this film, which would be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So, yes, I do think this film is very, very hyped. It is, I think, easily going to be one. It's going to be one of the top, if not the biggest, if they do it right, the biggest grossing film in this new decade for sure. Depending on where they go with future projects, but out of all the ones they've released so far, that is officially confirmed. This film is definitely going to be the biggest.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one of the biggest, I think. I think the next one is also going to be up there. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. March 25th, 2022, within a new year, 2022, March 20.
Is Spider-Man going to be in that film? Because Doctor Strange is in Spider-Man 3, and I think Wanda is as well.
He might make a cameo. We don't know. He might make a cameo. It depends what happens to Spider-Man 3, I guess, but he might make a cameo. But we know Scarlet Witch is going to be in it as well. Whether or not it's going to be good or bad, we don't actually know. But apparently this is meant to be it's directed by Sam Raimi, who obviously directed the Spider-Man films, the original ones, with Tobey Maguire. Imagine that, Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi.
Rekindle,
Rekindle. Imagine that.
We saw what we did for Spider-Man 3. I do like it, but they didn't quite get the grasp of Venom.
Yeah, exactly. This is apparently meant to be a bit more of a horror film. I don't know.
This is gonna be like the first horror in the MCU.
Yeah, the first I
don't know if it'll actually come under the genre of horror when you buy the DVD or something. But
if I look it up, let me see if it comes up as horror. Let me see. But
I wonder how they'll do it as a horror though.
Well, they'll find a ways.
Or Marvel, I've come to bargain.
Maybe they do zombies. Marvel zombies. I just typed in Doctor Who. What's wrong with me? Okay, Doctor Strange to the Multiverse of Madness. It just says adventure fantasy. I guess it's not really a horror film then. Who knows? But yeah, March 25th. Apparently, Monica Rambeau is apparently meant to be rumoured. Is rumoured to be in it. Who knows? They are currently filming, aren't they? So. I'm trying to look. Apparently, they have talked about some of the cast members in it as well, but there's not many. There's not many that really stand out. But anyway,
what comes next?
Yes. So after Doctor Strange, it is Thor: Love and Thunder. Less than 2 months later, May 6th, 2022.
That's gonna be a very good film.
This one is also still filming, isn't it? I believe.
They changed their logo, didn't they? Like it's still the same, like Thor: Love and Thunder, but like how it looks, like the colours and everything. It was like orange and light blue, and now it's just like sky blue now, I think.
Is it? Did they change it? I didn't even notice, honestly. I really didn't
notice. Like when they released the titles for Captain Marvel 2 and Black Panther 2.
Oh, you are right. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, they did. Good notice of that, Charlie. You've got a good eye. But yeah, so we've got Gord the God Butcher played by Christian Bale.
There's a lot of actors in Marvel and DC now. Like you get that a lot. I always say like the best actors, or like a lot of the best actors play in these two big franchises, and a lot of famous actors play a character in Marvel and in DC, and we're seeing that with such a common trend now with so many big actors and actresses. But there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. But
that's where all the peas are.
I'm gonna make that bread.
Exactly. But yeah, it's got Natalie Portman coming back as Jane Foster and also as female Thor. So yeah, it's gonna be good. We also got some appearances from the Guardians of the Galaxy, whether or not I'm tying into Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which we'll come back to in a second as well. Remains to be seen, but should be a good film. Should be a fun, entertaining film, just like Ragnarok was.
Yeah.
We have to see.
Will Gamora be in it? What do you think? I'll say
no, I think that'll be Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Yeah, I don't think she'll be in it. Now the first of two Marvel title reveals: Black Panther 2, which is now officially called Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. July 8th, 2022. Again, a load of films in 2022, and
I mean, they did say that this Black Panther 2, obviously, because of the sad death of Chadwick Boseman, then they officially confirmed that they're not going to replace him.
Yeah, of course, he's not going to get recast. They're not going to get recast.
They said this film is now just going to. I don't know if they're going to CGI I'll just get an actor similar to him to show like a back of his head, or like we'll probably get something. They're definitely going to talk about him. He's too big to not just like not be in the film. Like I don't know. They'll talk about him whether they've killed him off, or we'll get or they'll CGI him for a little bit to explain something, or they'll do something, or rather a bit like what they did with Paul Walker in Fast and Furious 7. Like he was. I think that's
slightly different because I think that's slightly different because
the arc.
Yeah, I was about to say I think that's slightly different because they were midway through filming the film.
Yeah,
and they could easily have just changed the ending and been like, right, they've gone their separate ways, goodbye. This is.
I just think it's similar because I just think in the way like they're both too bigger characters to not be in the film.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
That's what they've done with Paul Walker now. Like he's now passed away. He wasn't in Fast and Furious 8 and 9, but he's going to be in Fast and Furious. Like I don't know if it's going to be a 9, but he's going to be in Fast and Furious 10, like the last film they do. Like they've confirmed he's going to be in the film.
Paul Walker.
They're going to CGI him because they used his brother because his brother looks very similar to him, and they just CGI his face over him.
Interesting.
So he's going to be in the film. I don't know how much because obviously CGI is just takes
I'm about to say it probably won't be much.
It'll probably just be at the end or something. You know, when he goes to see Dom, obviously because his wife or his girlfriend Mia's back in Fast and Furious 9. So I don't know whether he'll play a part in 9 or what they'll do, but obviously Han's back now and all that. But anyway, back to Marvel.
I
do think that he'll definitely, because obviously his sister will definitely get a mention to it. I think we may get a new a new like suit reveal for another certain character, not to be Black Panther, but to be I don't know, a new
Well,
leader or something.
do you think there will be another Black Panther? Obviously not
I
Chadwick Boseman,
think
but do you think?
eventually there will be a new Black Panther, but they won't call him the Black Panther. I think they'll call him something else, like they did with Killmonger. They call him Killmonger. Like I think they'll call him something else, but he'll be the new king. But they can't just do it because Chadwick Boseman's died, because they can't say in the film, obviously, Chadwick Boseman's died. They replaced it because in the film, if they kill him off, they have to. Their tradition is a new king gets put in place. So whether they say in the film he was too much, I don't know, he was still our king, like they said when Killmonger became king, like
What do
we
you?
refuse for anyone else to be king, or whether I don't know how they'll go about it, or whether Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther goes, I don't want to be king anymore, let this person be king, and then or maybe they do make a new Black Panther, but they just in the film they don't call him the Black Panther, but he is known as the
Well,
Black
I
Panther
think.
in the film.
Well, yeah, I think he is. Whoever takes over from Chadwick Boseman as the role of Black Panther, not as in his character, but as in Black Panther. They will be called Black Panther because, like you said, whoever you know, I, basically, yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm really struggling today. I don't know what's going on. I'm really struggling today to talk.
In their words,
but
out,
I would like to see Killmonger come back, and I would like to see him become the Black Panther. I think.
Would you like to see Michael B. Jordan come back?
I would like to see him as Black Panther. He did do an interview recently with BBC, and I think he said that he doesn't know what Marvel have planned for him.
They haven't started shooting yet, have they?
I don't think they have started shooting yet. No, but I think they are.
Soon,
I think they are starting soon. I think it is in June that they're starting shooting. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but it's coming out July 8th anyway. But
I would love Michael B. Jordan to come back and not be known as Killmonger, but they'll do a scene where Chadwick Boseman, like whether that he sacrificed himself for the Wakandan people, but based on the new threat that could be in the film. I mean, they did say this film is more going to be about telling the tales of Wakanda and what it's about and everything, and just more about the place. But there obviously is going to be a plot to the film. So whether that plot is a new enemy, a threat to Wakanda, or someone trying to steal vibranium, or whatever it's going to be, I do believe that I want that Michael B. Jordan to come back and become the new Black Panther, and be like the changed man that obviously he was towards the end of the film, in terms of like, you know, he's seen Wakanda now and what's best for him. That would be great for me. Like I would love to see that, and obviously everyone will understand then that he's not replacing Chadwick Boseman. He is just his own.
Oh yeah, we know that. Yeah, we're not they're not recasting Chadwick Boseman. They are just passing the mantle of Black Panther over to somebody else. Just like what they did in the film. Like, you know, when T'Challa's dad passed away, they just passed on the mantle of Black Panther to his son. You know. But yeah, I think that out of all the films as well, this one's the one with the most curiosity in terms of what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very interesting. Next up, the second title change. This is, I'm assuming, meant to be Captain Marvel 2, but they've changed it to The Marvels. And this will most like this is coming out November 11th. But this is most likely going to be Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel. It will have Monique Rambeau, which we've mentioned a minute ago. So, yeah, I think this one as well would be quite a good film. Obviously, Miss Marvel is going to have her own Disney Plus show before this as well, so we get to understand the origin of the character as well. But yeah, Charlie, I have seen Captain Marvel, by the way, as well. I did watch it.
Oh.
I've now officially watched it, and
Thoughts?
it wasn't great. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't great. Like the best bit about it was when Jude Law's character was like at the end, and he like dropped his gun and something. He was like, "This is what you've been waiting for. You've been training for this your entire life. Fight me properly." And then she just shoots him. Just like, I don't have time for this. But yeah, again, don't really know what's going to happen in this film. the Skrulls will probably make an appearance again. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Next up, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, February 17th, 2023.
When does the Invasion series come out with Nick Fury?
No bloody idea.
I think it's next year.
Secret Invasion. That's the one. Does it say anything? Does it say anything? It doesn't say anything.
Oh, I think it's next year, but I'm not entirely sure.
It's predicted to premiere in summer 2022, so just before Captain Marvel 2, pretty much, just before Marvels. But anyway, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, February 17th, 2023. This is the one where it's going to have Kang the Conqueror, which is a major character in the comics. So it'll be interesting to see how they adapt him in the MCU.
Ant-Man needs a good big film because the sequel was crap.
The sequel wasn't great, but I think that's because
they were more focused on up and coming films.
I think that's because of the Infinity War. I think like it suffered from Infinity War because I think
they didn't want a big baddie to take away the spotlight.
It's similar to Captain Marvel. I think people got their hopes up and this may tell us something about the end game. It didn't. It didn't do anything like that. It was just a prequel. The only thing that happened was the post-credit scene. That was it. That was the only thing that meant anything to the film. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good film. I enjoyed the first one. The second one, like you said, wasn't as good. But this one, it's got a good villain, so it should be hopefully a good film. And obviously, the name Quantumania implies potentially time travel. Question mark? Maybe. Who knows?
That'd be good. See.
But the quantum world's going to be in it, isn't it? Like we already know that. But
Hank's going to kick some ass.
That'd be quite cool. Imagine, massive Kang the Conqueror and a massive Ant-Man, giant man. Imagine that. But then the last film, which has been confirmed to have a date, is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May 5th, 2023. Most likely
9 years after their first film. Jesus.
Most likely will follow up after what happens in Thor: Love and Thunder. Because I think originally Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was meant to come out before Thor: Love and Thunder. But now they've changed it around. So it'll probably be that Guardians will be in the film at the beginning of Thor: Love and Thunder, and then they'll break away like a third or a quarter.
They'll have some excuse to go away, and then they'll focus the film on Thor and
maybe Star will be like, I've got a lead on Gamora, and I need to get my girlfriend back. Soz, bro.
Get a hopper back on the train. Get this back squad again.
And yeah, then maybe it will lead on. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will lead on from that. But yeah, James Gunn is back, obviously. So it should be just as funny and entertaining as the last two. And then they also showed off Fantastic Four, but no release date on that, which is unsurprising. But yeah, those are all the films. Which one are you looking forward to the most, Charlie? I think we can.
What least and most?
Yeah, let's go. Which one are you least looking forward to, and then which one are you most looking forward to, and then which one do you think is going to be like the wild card, the one that's like you don't think it could actually be one of the better ones in the franchise?
Least, and read them all out quickly.
So we got Black Widow, Sanchi, Eternals, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther, Marvels, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Fantastic Four. Excuse me.
I think least will be the Marvels, and the most would be Spider-Man 3. Close second would probably be Thor: Love and Thunder, and Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
Excuse me.
But the wild card for me would probably be Eternals.
I'm gonna put that as my least. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put Eternals as my least.
You made that very evident.
I've made that very evident. I'm gonna put that as my least.
You put that below Eternals.
Most. I would say Spider-Man, but I'm gonna go Doctor Strange. Just because I want to be a bit different. And I think my wild card. I'm really looking forward to Sanchi, so I'm gonna say that's my wild card. Sanchi is my wild card.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just different, and I think people are expecting it to not do as well as other.
I just want Jackie Chan to appear.
Oh my god.
That'll be his he could be his mentor. That'd be sick.
Oh my god. Okay.
Where's he gone? Then he needs to do Rush Hour 4. Like, come on, get Chris Tucker back.
Okay, Charlie.
Come on.
But before we end, we've got one more thing to talk about. It's almost been a week, but we kind of needed a week to digest the information. Line of Duty.
The crap we got.
So it was the season 6 finale last Sunday.
Shambles.
Okay, you've made your opinion well known.
I'll say why though.
But yeah, spoilers if you haven't seen it. But you've had a week. You should see it by now. But yeah,
All time because it's that crap.
Well, still want to see it. If you watch the other ones, of course you're going to see it. But obviously, H was revealed to be none other than Ian
Buckles.
Ian bloody Buckles. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's not beat around the bush. It was underwhelming. Let's be.
But I think they're doing this because they're going to do another season.
I think they will do another season.
If they want to do it. This broke the record for most views in a British television series.
I have a question.
It's doing ridiculous money.
I have a question.
And the cast want to do it, and this is just bollocks. They can't build up 9 years for this crap.
Can I ask a question? Please?
Go on.
I sound like a kid then. I sound like
question time.
School.
Hands in the air.
Yeah, I've got my hand up. Like, sir, I have a question. No. My question is, if they do another season, do you think they'll change who H is? Do you think they'll be like,
no, I don't think they'll change.
Ian Buckles is a fraud. He's the real
No. What I think they'll do is they'll say Ian Buckles is the fourth man, but there's a guy leading behind it all at the same time, which I believe will be the chief. Because why would they bring the chief back all of a sudden when he wasn't in season 2, 3, 4, and 5? He's in 6. He's in 1 and 6, the beginning and at the end. And if they need the fourth man was meant to be the person who tried to organise Davidson's capture. They tried to organise the deaths of Hilton and all that lot. You're telling me that was Buckles? Was some crap computer in the prison? Doubt it, mate. That's bollocks.
No, he wasn't in a prison though, was he? He was in a prison recently, but like with the death of Hilton.
Yeah, but they found that computer, didn't they?
Yeah, they found the computer. Yeah, that was for that was for this season.
Obviously, Hilton, he wasn't in prison, was he? But like,
no. But like, he wasn't in. Yeah, Buckles wasn't in prison.
But Davidson was like in the end of the penultimate episode was like, I can't tell. But then she's been working under freaking Buckles the whole time. But Ian Buckles' character, the actor who plays him, went on Good Morning Britain, and with Philip Schofield and Hollywood B, and basically they said,
wait.
This
do you mean this morning then? If it's Hollywood B and Philip Schofield, that's this morning, not Good Morning Britain.
Yeah, same thing. So
okay, whatever.
Basically, it's been a while. So it goes to show how much I watch morning shows. But basically, I watch.
You're the one that's getting the hate, not me.
So basically, well, I don't care. Basically, so they asked him, like, it's been mixed emotions about this. People liked it, people hated it.
You don't say.
Hated it. But then it was like, so what was your phone like? Did you get loads of calls and texts? I've been hiding this for 2 years. They said from seasons 1 to 5, I generally thought I was just Ian Buckles. That's why it didn't affect his character. They just told him that you're just going to be an idiot who's just a pussy and just, cries all the time.
Yeah.
But they basically did that, so the producers didn't tell him he was going to be revealed as H until 2019. So he's been holding this on for 2 years. So then he would finally get revealed, so it wouldn't affect his performance. Because if he knew from 2012 that he was going to be the fourth person all along, it may have affected his performance as trying to pretend to be someone who's like a pussy, rather than if they didn't tell him, then he would generally just act like a pussy like they've asked him and be Ian Buckles that we all thought he was, and not living this two life this two life sort of person behind the computer. So I feel like the writing for the last episode was terrible. Like the fact they just, he spelt definitely. We've been, therefore they spelt this word wrong. We've been looking at this all wrong just based on this one word,
Yeah.
and then we find out it's Buckles. It's just he's already been arrested. He hasn't got any power of the other three. Yes, he obviously got ranked up in this, and he obviously gained his positions, but he was already in prison, and it was just like what an undermining thing. And obviously, Banks killed that guy in front of. Killed the lawyer in front of Buckles, and everyone was just like, well, it can't be Buckles then, can it?
Yeah.
But it was. And I feel like it would have been perfect if it was. And I still think like even the chief came out, and what's her name? Carla Michaels, what her name is. Carla Michaels, she basically, when you remember when Hastings went into her room and then she was like, be quiet, the chief is going to speak. He made a statement saying like, denying there's anything wrong, there was no corruption in the police force. I'm just like, why would he do that? Like, it would be perfect if he was the fourth man, because therefore, if he was H,
the reason
like he would be like the head of the police, like the top end of police. Like, you couldn't get more like of a power than him in the force, and he would therefore have more power over the other three. That means the whole thing would be bent, and it would explain why he would deny there's no like bent or corruption in the police force. And I think Carla Michaels has something to do with him, because she was like they pursued her as she was hiding something all along, and if she's like the leader of AC-12, then surely she will want what's the best for the team, and like trying to find these bent coppers. And if they made it pretty obvious that if the chief was bent, if he was H, then it would have been great if she was working with him the whole time, and he planted her to be the new leader of AC-12, so he could literally have the full power over everything. That would be perfect. That would be what everyone wanted. Well, but no, we got Buckles instead.
Well, I think the reason he said that, well, yeah, we're not bent, it's because he's talking to the public. If he turned around and went, oh yeah, we've got bent coppers, then the public aren't going to trust the police anymore, are they? And then that'll just cause even more chaos.
They have to. They can't lie. Like, obviously at the start they can deny it, but when it gets out, as like Hastings said, like, we have just solved the biggest case in corruption like history in this country. Like, you can't. Like, you can, eventually it's going to come out. You cannot hide that forever. Like, someone's going to talk about it. Someone who's left the police force, retired. It's going to happen. And if it'd be much worse if it got leaked and then the public found out and it was all just like been hidden away and thrown under the bus by the chief all along, rather than the chief coming out and saying it and being honest. Like, that's what has to happen by law. Like, they have to tell the truth to the public. That they can't keep the, unless it's not like MI6 where they keep everything in Area 51. They have to tell the public what's going on and why people are dying and this and that. They can't just say, oh, it was an accident, or and cover it up all the time. By law, they have to tell the public. So at the start, yes, the chief can obviously deny there's anything wrong because nothing was confirmed, but they've literally found the fourth person now. It's Ian Buckles. So if they came out and said we found the last corruption in the police, then surely the public would be like, oh, great.
But we already knew
you found him.
Yeah, but I don't think it's because he's H. I think it's just because he's bent. I think we already knew he was bent because they were trying to lock in when it came to at the start of the first season, when they had that when they mistook the door number with that thing, and then everyone, he made everyone lie about the story, and then Steve didn't lie. He wanted to make sure that the truth got out, and that's why he ended up at 80-12. I think it's just because he's bent. I think that's why. I don't think it's because he's H or anything. I think it's just because he's bent, and I think it's the same with Carmichael. I think she's just bent as well. But yeah, it depends if they do another season, doesn't it? But I think also, like, if they do another season, I don't know what it would be, because I felt like because I think with the other seasons we had the story in the season. So, for example, this one was about is it Gale? The news reporter that was murdered, and then the season before it was Operation Pear Tree with the undercover officer. But in between all that, we had the main storyline throughout all the seasons, which was
Operation Lighthouse.
The 4H, who's the four horsemen, basically. But I think now that that's been answered, is it just going to be
They even built it up in the series, like who is the fourth man? Like they kept talking about it. Like you don't build something up that much just for it to be so crap.
Also in the trailer as well, it was like, do you think there's still a fourth man out there? And then it was like Steve went man or woman, and it's like, oh, okay, but then it would end up just being a man. It's like, well, it's whatever then.
And like also, at the end of the penultimate episode, in episode 6, they showed. Did you remember at the end when they literally showed a quick flash of all the images of who it possibly could be? Like they showed Steve's face, then they showed Kate's face, then they showed Hastings' face, then they showed the Chief's face, and then they showed Carmichael's face.
Yeah.
And might have showed someone else. Like then you would have thought, oh, it has to be one of them, or maybe they're. And then if it's not, it's still going to be someone significant. But it couldn't. It would have made sense if it was any of those like 6 people, because Hastings would have been brilliant as H, because that would mean he would just play everyone the whole time. It couldn't have been Steve or Kate, because it wouldn't have made sense based on previous, things. Like obviously Dot, he knew who the fourth person was, and Dot obviously had a thing for Kate before he died. And obviously, if Kate was the fourth person, it wouldn't have made sense, because obviously they would have obviously talked in private about, look, I'm trying to do something here, like in AC-12, like come on. Steve, it wouldn't have made sense, just because if you actually look at the series, it literally wouldn't have added up. So it could have been Kate or Steve.
It wouldn't have made sense
Hastings
for it to be any
or
of
the
the
Chief.
3 characters, yeah. But if it was, it would have been Hastings. Would have been the.
Yeah, if it was out of the 3, it would have been Hastings.
Yeah.
And then you would have had obviously, I think even like you said, with Steve going all woman, that I thought, well, it's got to be Michael's, isn't it? Like, come on.
I think that's too obvious, though. I think that's too obvious. They would have made that too obvious otherwise.
Yeah, but they kind of like narrowed it down for who it could be. Like, and no one thought at the end it was going to be Mike, like Buckles.
And also, Carmichael only just started towards the end of season 5. If it was her, and we've only had 4 episodes in total with her in it, it would have been lame. But I think with Buckles, because he's been there since the very beginning, then they could turn around and go, well, he's been there since the start. And it's like,
but so that's why I think the Chief would have been great, because the Chief has been there from the start.
But
we haven't seen him. I know, but like, why would you just bring him back for the last season?
We've seen more Buckles than we have of.
Oh yeah, obviously, but I didn't like it at the end. I would if it was Buckles, I would have loved to have seen him like have a different personality, and because even when he got confronted by Hastings in the I like to call it the interrogation room, because Hastings really does lay it on you thick. But in that room, like, he still acted like a pussy. Like, it was like, I would like witness protection, please. And Hastings was like, well, if you don't tell us this, you're not going to get it. And if you tell us this, you're not going to get it. So you're fucked. So then Ian Buckles just looked like a pussy again. Like, I would have loved, like, even Dot, when he was confronted and he's one of the 4th like people, like, even he was like, get me out of here. And then the other guard shot the other guard, and then he tried to escape. That is so much better. Like, Buckles, he's meant to be the last man, and all he did was look like a poor sod and had nothing planned to get him to organise to get him out, unlike Dot did. And Dot was just one of the 4 people. Like, just, he didn't have any power. He was just working with AC-12, and he still had a placing plan in case he got caught out like he did to escape. Nothing, and he's meant to be the most powerful person out of the 4. God's sake, come on, what crap writing? Shambles. They have to, in my opinion.
If they what? What did you say? Oh, they have to,
in my opinion, they have to do another season.
Oh, I didn't hear you. That's why I just didn't hear you. That was all.
And they have to explain.
But
there has to be someone else in charge of it all.
But yeah, I think if they left more hints for it to be Buckles, then yeah, fine, fair enough. But
I actually said it was Buckles at the start of the season, but after the event when Banks stabbed that guy in front of him, I thought, no, can't be him.
He didn't. Wait, what?
Banks, when Buckles were put in prison, Banks stabbed the lawyer. Well, slit his throat or something, didn't he?
He was strangled him.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
killed him.
2 complete different things, but alright.
Yeah, but it happened so quick. I'm trying to remember. I know he went into the room and then Buckles looked like a pussy again. I was like, that's the 4th man. That pussy Banks was like, that's what you get. He turned out to be a bent copper, and then he just killed him. I was like, that's what you get. I was like, oh my god. You're telling me this is the 4th man? No, 9 years of disappointment. But anyway,
but yeah,
another season inbound.
Who knows? But anyway, I think that's where we're going to end it for this episode. Also, by the way, Leeds are winning 1-0 now as well, by the way. But yeah, if you did enjoy, please leave it. I said this last time. We should say this at the start. Leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when the next episode goes live.
Oh, yeah.
I've been Joe.
I have been Shy.
Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Take care, everyone.
In a bit.